Hello, welcome back to Brenda Sushi Live Learning. In this episode, we're gonna continue our explorations of this tissue add-on together with Sverchok add-on. So yeah, let's get started. So basically, we know we can generate the base objects and the component objects using Sverchok, and that's actually a lot of fun. You don't you they both kind of work together really well. So if we have like a grid like this is 4 by 4 points. We have only 9, but that's okay. I'll leave it like that for now. So we can use this as the base object. I'll save this real quick. So this is, I don't know, I call it tic-tac-toe. Because I will try to use the two objects to be tessellated, to be used as the tissue mesh, basically. So yeah, let's generate another object, which is a box, and this guy is going to be the components. They need to have the same name, by the way. Alpha for the base, and then beta for the component. So by plugging that thing, we have the box, and if we use extrude separate faces, should be able to generate like a plus sign, like so. So yeah, we can use these objects to spawn over this plane. I'll make the plane slightly bigger, and so yeah, I think that's quite alright. Let's give this a try. Select the component object and the base mesh, and then tessellate. Leave everything as it is, and then OK. Now we have a flat object again. So the thing is, by default, Sverchok actually kind of turn off the normal, sort of. You need to calculate the normal, and by doing that, if you refresh, it will generate a proper mesh now. So that's very important. It needs to calculate normal in order for this to work. So now instead of using plane, because plane is kind of boring, actually I'll use plane for now, and I'm just gonna put the plane slightly to the side. So I'm gonna use matrix in, plug into that guy, and use a vector in, and tap on 3D cursor. It will get this data, and then plug this into the locations. Now we have this guy placed on the side, so we can refresh. Let me try again. This delete. This is the objects being generated from Sverchok. Select that guy and select this guy and tessellate, and okay, we should get our object like that. I'm gonna turn this into wire so we can see the results pretty clearly. Now I'm thinking that maybe I will also want to use a torus for this. Oh, let me try something first. Instead of plane, maybe we want to use other objects like let's say cylinder. Plug into this guy, that guy, and let's try this now. Maybe change the resolution a little bit. So the height, that's the vertices. That's the subdivision of. Okay. And let's just refresh here, and there you go. That's a tissue add-on kind of doing its job. So that's kind of cool. But remember, we are working on the face, of this guy, so we always need to make sure the face is as square as possible. So I just made another changes and refresh once again. So I can see it's kind of doing its job, but there's a top and bottom part of the cylinder. I just gonna turn it off, and I'll update once again. Okay, now it's much better. I probably just need to adjust the height. So there's this control for the component X, Y, and component Z. And if we update it, we have our tessellated mesh. So that's really nice. Let's see what else we can do here. Settings, just go back to setting. We can also merge our tissue. Apply. Now that we merge it, if we check the subdivision, it should kind of merge the objects if we do it properly. Oh, probably I didn't do it properly. So select this guy once again, setting, merge, increase the merge distance. And it should actually work. Duplicate it and then check the result. Still the same. Check here. Remove doubles. That's kind of the result as I was expecting. Oh well. So anyway, with this guy, we can actually, instead of tessellate and turn every polygon face into these other objects, we can actually selectively select the polygon face. So if we go jump in and select the face, for example, if I'm just selecting the top bit and refresh, actually setting and turn on selected faces, and it will actually generate only the top part like that. So if I go back to the edit modes now and then kind of do reverse, select inverse and go back to object mode, and if I'm using another object, gonna quickly create a torus. Now if this with this torus, if we change it, I make it 4x4 and then select this guy and then tessellate, turn on selected faces, leave everything as it is, and then OK. 0 faces selected in the base mesh. Okay, let me try again. Select those face, go back to object mode, tessellate on selected faces, OK. So there you go. So that we can actually have we can use multiple components if we select part of the base mesh kind of selectively. So yeah, so that's another quick look at how you can use Sverchok and the tissue add-on. Maybe if we can kind of control the selections using procedurally using Sverchok, that's we can probably easily generate like a tessellation that's a little bit more complex, because we can basically switch the design depending on our needs. So maybe we don't want to have this cross. We want to have this one and kind of interchangeably. So yeah, I guess that's pretty much it for this live noding. If you have any feedback, suggestion, let me know. I will probably do a little bit more with this tissue tessellation and Sverchok. Yeah, it's a bit of improv. So yeah, I'll try. I'll do my best. Thanks again for tuning in.